way too loud for me. Need to turn it down. Too far. Hello Tidders, how you doing? I probably put my keyboard out of the way because I literally just hit the go live button. Did as I was fucking told. Hey Cyborg, how you doing? Does mean that I haven't done what I normally do at the beginning of each stream and posted in the Snipe and Web Discord to say that I've gone live. So I'm just going to quickly do that and then I'll be with you all. There we go. Right. Annoyed I had to cut my stream short because CFS is a pain. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, friend. And I'm really sorry that I couldn't be there to support you today. But your stream was right at the same time as a really big important meeting that I had to go to. So, I am sorry about that. Tired and covered in sawdust. What have you been doing, Cyborg? Hey, D-Mac, how you doing? Hello everybody, thank you Snipe and Longfang for the raid. I was perfectly happy to continue just painting my squig in the corner whilst you were streaming, but nope, done as I was told, see? This is the way, indeed. Oh, fucking hell. Thank you very much for the resub graph, 14 months, damn. Oh, one thing that I did manage to do, I don't know if it's going to work now, thank you so much for the follow, Joyseeker6. Welcome to the party. And Onyx Nightmare as well, thank you so much. Let's see if it works. It works! So I've put a chatting screen in because I have this habit of going off on tangents and not actually fucking painting anything. So I thought this might be a good idea. Enthusiasm. Also, hey Dammy, how you doing? We're going to start the stream off today a little bit different to usual. I'm going to carry on with the squig I was painting last week, but... Hey Model, how you doing? Before we do, I've got a couple of Citadel paints that I want to dropperize, and I thought I'd show you folks what I do when I'm doing that. Which is what this setup's for. Also, please excuse the fucking sundress. It is so warm. I am dying. Squigs were not built for this heat. Okay, so what I'll probably do is I'll switch between the painting screen and the talking screen. Thank you so much for the follow, Yash. How you doing? That was a really abrupt stop to that track and it really freaked me out for a second. Warm and wet here in Swansea. No. We also have Doggo Cam, yes. Unfortunately, Porthos is terrible at staying on his bed these days. So you don't get to see much of him. So, oh yeah, I painted my nails again as well, as is tradition. These little dropper bottles, I got a sack of like 50 of them on Amazon for about 12 quid. They're super cheap. You get the dropper bottle, you get the lid, and there is where are they? And the droppers. Now there is a company that started making Citadel pot droppers. Yeah, nice to meet you too, unknown user 00. Good name. What do I call you? Can I call you unknown? Is that okay? Unknown or 0 is fine. Okay, I already have a 0, so I'm gonna have to call you unknown. That's fine. So, cheap dropper bottles. These have already got ball bearings in them because I got some ball bearings. You gotta be really, really careful with the ball bearings that you get, because some of them can actually rust in the paint and damage it, and you don't want that. So it's best to go with a reputable brand when you're buying your ball bearings. Can go for everything else cheap as chips. What if it's rust effect paint? Maybe. You might get away with it then. Mine are Army Painter ones. And they were pretty cheap as well. I use a lot of Army Painter stuff. It's generally pretty good. And I got a box of funnels for about £2. Or glass. Yeah, glass ones are great as well, though I've not found any of them reasonably priced anywhere around me. So, we're going to need one other thing for this. Blue tack. Hey, Podlord, how you doing? Going to be playing Tetris. Oh, cool. Presuming you mean actual Tetris, I hope you have a lot of fun. If it's like box stacking and stuff like that, then heck, worst kind of Tetris. Oh, Porthos has gone splat next to my chair. It's so hot for him at the minute. He can't cope. Just use glass shards. What's wrong with you titters? No. No. So, just so that you can see what I'm doing properly, I've got a little bit of blue tack, and I'm, like I was doing with the green stuff a couple of weeks back, I'm just making like a little sausage. Warming it up in my hands, which is a lot easier in this weather, I've got to admit. And then I'm going to wrap that around the rim of the bottle and press the funnel into it. This is going to keep the funnel in place. But the satisfaction at the end of real life. Fair point, Mighty Mr. Mouse. Also, hello, how are you doing? Good God, there's a lot of you here today. Thanks for the raid again, folks. Right. That's fairly stable. The heat's not making this any easier, I've got to admit. But yeah, I always put my Citadel stuff in dropper bottles because it lasts longer. Right. So, that's the receptacle prepped. And we're going to go... I'm actually going to leave pink horror for now because I don't need that one for the stream. But I do need some Screamer pink in a little bit. So... Never find my blue tack now, I just have so much of it. Can't lose it. Yeah, fucking mood. I mean, you saw the clump I've got. This is a decade's worth of posters right here. Actually playing Tetris, don't worry. Okay then. So, all important thing with any paint, as I'm sure most of you already know, but for anybody that's new to painting in the chat, got to give it a shake before you use it. And now I can actually shake my paints on camera, as opposed to having to do it off camera and you having to listen to the weird noise. Okay. Now, the fun thing about Citadel pots is they've got this little tab on the back that's designed to stop the pot from opening too far. So what we're going to do is we're going to break it. First off, I'm going to get my old Citadel base coat brush, which is a little bit worse for wear, because I'm really bad at looking after my brushes, I've got to admit. Don't be like me, look after your brushes and they'll look after you. So I'm just going to scrape all the paint and pigment out of the top of the pot, so it doesn't drool everywhere, and so that we can get the most out of it. And you can do this with any brush. but it's better to do it with a brush or like a coffee stirrer or something like that. You'll lose a little bit of paint, but not much. There we go. Yeah, that's a good idea, Modhell. So, as you can see, when you push it past a certain point, it just springs back. So what you have to do is put your finger where the tab is and just push until it pops out like that. And then you can have it as open as far as you like. And you will get paint on yourself doing this, but, you know, that's kind of a hazard of being a painter. So I wouldn't stress about it too much. Now, the fun bit. It's kind of like pouring a beer. You want to tilt your receptacle and your pot and tip and then hope. Okay, so I was a little too eager there. But that's fine. So that's gonna just sort of slowly drip for a bit. And I'll show you the other bit while we're waiting on that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this and then I'm going to just get on with the painting whilst that drips in the background. So we'll just get that bit that dribbled out there. And then, because this is a new pot of paint, I won't need to do much of this. But if you've got really old paints, because I've got some hex pots back here that I still need to transfer. And you can rejuvenate paint this way. We're going to use a little bit of Liquitex. This is a flow aid is what they call it. I call it like a paint thinning medium. And all you do is you put a drop or two of this into your pot. I'm only going to use one because, like I said, it's new paint, so it doesn't need much. Close that up nice and tight. And give it a shake. And shake it hard. Otherwise known as laxative. Indeed, tidders. Okay. So, I don't know if you'll be able to hear this on the microphone, actually. Can you hear that? Okay. So that will actually transfer quite nice and quickly now. And if I go back to... You can see we've got this sort of vortex of pink paint. So that's actually transferred really nice and quick. I've been doing this with some fucking decades old paint. It can take 30 minutes to transfer. Couldn't hear it, but my ears are shut. Also, hello, Kian. Didn't see you sneak in. How you doing? Oh, I dripped. I dripped on the mat. Oh, well. Right. So what you're actually supposed to do, which I wasn't doing there. Let's get that out. Oh. And try not to knock everything over. It's really difficult doing this on camera. Because I've only got a small space to work in as well, so there we go. You might be able to see as well that that's actually, just with that single drop of Liquitex, it's already a lot smoother. And one of the things I like about droppering all of my Citadel paints is that it means I don't have to use as much water when I'm actually using them. So, tip, and then you use the lid to keep it in place. And this is going to be a little bit jank because of the heat not letting the blue tack set properly, but there we fucking go. Let me see if I can... There we go. And that will now just slowly drip the remaining paint into the dropper bottle. So I'm gonna very carefully move that out of my sphere of flailing It's going to go over here next to my work laptop. That couldn't possibly go wrong. F for the big drop of pink that I spilt. Hey, Rustbot, how you doing? Hello there, Hovering Sombrero. That's an interesting name. I like that. Yes, hello new folks. I am frankly not used to having this many people in my chat, so please bear with me if I miss your I miss your comments. I will try. Okay. Hello Nikki Goth Bunny, how you doing? Hey RNG, how you doing? Yeah, Dammy, exactly. Ah, new people. Okay, so that's gonna just do its thing. I'm hoping it's not gonna drip all over my desk. It might do, we'll see. But let's get back to DazzleSquig, who is not quite in shot. There we go, that's better. Ta-da! So I have been working on this squig whilst I've been watching Snipe and Longfang stream. I don't normally work on stuff outside of the stream, because I normally can't find a time. But, you know, I figured I'd get on with it. Tidders, was that you? Did you put Darkwing Duck in again? Doing alright. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Rust. But I'm glad you're feeling better. Yeah, you fucking did. So, for newcomers to the channel, I am painting up my first box of squigs, and I am painting each one of them up to represent an old guard, I guess, member of my community. And because she was the most eager, the first one is based on Big Titty Goth Girl, who requested a pink squig with dazzle camo. And is going to have, when I'm done painting the actual squig, teeny little gas mask on as like a hat. So there's a bit of a thing, I guess, fluff with my squigs, that they are all members of Old Zogwart's Squig Sanctuary, which for those in the know means that they ain't squigs, technically. Because that's kind of the whole hobby squig thing. Oh, thank you, Bunny. Would you prefer Bunny or Nikki? Do you have a preference? Oh, I'm sorry, Tidders, I tried my best. I mean, I'm gonna mod it so that it's symmetrical for you, as I promised. Okie doke. Well, I might use either, we'll see. Indeed, Kian. Old Zogwart was the source of the squig curse. And I kind of like that as a thing. Oh, and if anyone's wondering what paints I'm using, we've got Army Painter Whole Black and the Vallejo Game Colour Squid Pink, or as we now call it, Pepto Squigmol. And yes, it's got a proper label now. That would be wicked, Modhail. Oh, and something else that I want to show off. I know I've shown it off on other streams already. But it's relevant here. And I'm gonna have to show it off on the big camera. This is Narita Boy. Modhail made him for me and sent him to me, and I cried like a baby because I wasn't expecting him. He is an awesome little 3D print, which I painted up in the character's appropriate colours, and I pinned so that he can hold his sword or have it on his back. What's a Naruto boy? Damn it, Tidders! Don't make me shake my fist at you. But I very nearly blew off painting the squig today to paint him. But then I wasn't feeling well enough to stream on Friday, so I just sat and watched DMAX stream and painted him. Narita Boy is your game of the year, right? Yes, yes. Narita Boy is very definitely my game of the year. I absolutely adore it. I know that there are issues with it, and I am terribly sorry to the folks in chat that were unable to watch my streams because of the visual stuff. Hey, Porthos. That oh, bloody hell, Chameleon Circuit. I ain't heard them in yonks. Excuse me a second, folks. Porthos wants up on the chair. Yeah, I am... Come on. Come on, then. Oh, you just want my attention? Come on. Come say hello to everyone. Ah! You clumsy bugger. Better? There we go. Right. I don't know why I never thought... There we go. Everybody. That's Porthos. He likes to sit in my chair. In fact, we can do big screen now. This is Porthos. He is a good boy. He is, I think, like 11, 12 years old now. And he's smelly. But he's also lovely. Aren't you, sweet pea? Yeah. He's a big baby. He's very clingy. Thank you, everybody, for the treats for Porthos fucking hell. So, Dammy, Modhail, Tidders, and Buff, thank you so much. Quad treat. Hot damn. There you go, buddy. Oh no, oh no. Shouldn't have done that. Don't lick me dress, you weirdo. Right. Let's get some paint on this squig. Now you've a slobbery mitt. Indeed, I do. Right. He's probably going to get down in a minute. He's in a mood because of the weather. Like, he really loves the sunshine, but he hates the heat. Which I can't blame him for. Does ice cream count as food for meds that you need to take 2 hours? Well, I ate pick and mix on Monday night so that I could take my meds, so... I'm not really one to judge, shall we say. Tell you another thing I don't like about this heat. It's making me ever so shaky. Anything with calories, right? Yeah, exactly. Ice cream is a food. I mean, it's not a sensible food, if you want to put it into those kind of terms, but as someone that spends most of their day being sensible and responsible and reliable and other words ending in ibble. Fuck that noise. Oops. I'm none of those things. I wish I was none of those things. But I have to be. It's boring being a grown-up. Well, I feel like dribble at the minute, Modtail. Alright. I'm just gonna fix that dazzle stripe because it's a bit wonk. Ooh, somebody put gunship in. Thank you. Love a bit of gunship. I've actually got all of their instrumentals in the main jukebox. As they are one of the very few Twitch-friendly bands. Private Random, thank you very much, Private Random. Oh! Hey, folks! See if you can spot this. I missed a bit of pink. So let's get a slightly bigger brush for this. Again, this is mostly for new folks in chat. Not all of the brushes I use are branded brushes. You can use any acrylic paint brushes for mini painting. So, like, if you've got a craft supply store near you that happens to sell paintbrushes for doing like acrylic painting, then you can just use those because it's basically the same thing. There we go. Better. I don't think anybody else would have noticed that, but it was going to bother me if I didn't fix it. Oh, and again, this is for new folks, and I'm sorry for folks that are here regularly and hear this all the fucking time, but the brush I tend to use the most is the Army Painter Psycho brush because it's got a really, really fine tip and it's comfortable for me to use, especially as I'm quite shaky. It means I'm less likely to end up with paint literally fucking everywhere. Because I actually have not really bad arthritis, but I have quite bad arthritis in my hands and my feet. And it can make things like this very difficult. But I enjoy doing them, so I don't care. Big chain craft store that caters to the paint by numbers, follow the manual creative crowd. Proper artist supply store. Latter one is like a candy store to me. I bet, Modhail. So we used to have a place round here called Domino's, and they sold board games and toys and craft supplies and all of the bits that you needed for like miniature railways and dolls' houses. And oh my fucking god, that shop was dangerous for me. Like, I could die in there. If we went into town and Slow couldn't find me, first place he would check is Domino's. I love that place so much. I miss it. It was good. I think it's a comedy bar now, which isn't a bad thing. Miss Domino's. Used to get my Star Wars and Transformers G1 figures from there. Yeah, it was an absolutely fucking amazing store. Like, this is something you folks probably don't already know. My dad built me a doll's house when I was a kid. Out of an old tea chest. Like, tea crate. And when I was a little bit older, I got it into my head to do it up. Sort the electrics in it out, because young hobby fancied themselves as a bit of a bomb defusal expert and could not be left alone with scissors and collections of wires. I was a terrible child. And I may have cut all the wiring in the doll's house whilst I was playing one day. You getting comfy, bub? Yeah. Taking up all my chair. Was this Tidders as well? It's quite quiet, isn't it? I'm trying to decide what angle to do the next lot of Dazzle camo at. I'm thinking a jaunty angle. It was Hans! Hans, you scoundrel! Grab onto some DuckTales. Yeah, we're gonna go diagonal. At least you didn't handle actual explosives like me. I can't remember handling actual explosives, so yes, I will take that, though I am intrigued now. Is that a story you can share? Oh no, that was going really well then, look. I was getting a nice little straight line in there. But yeah, so I was gonna, like, do it up. I was gonna, repaper the different rooms. I was gonna put some slates, some 1/12 scale slates on the roof to make it look like a proper roof. And basically do all these things to just soup it up. And then Domino's shut down. And the only access I had to all the shit I needed was lost. We actually auctioned the doll's house off a few years back. We were like super strapped for cash, and it had been sat in the loft for a long time. And I said to Mum, I love it, but it's not getting any use, so it's time for it to go to somebody that's going to actually use it. And I've got my memories of it, and that's what matters, I think. Oh, fair enough, Tempest. I'm having a real problem at the moment. My chat window is being blocked by the only Night Lord I've ever painted. Get over there. Get out of it with your terror tactics. Music seems really low. It's at the same sort of level it normally is. Thank you, Tidders. It may just be that the tracks that are being played are quiet. It's a little wonky, but it'll be okay. I think that looks alright. Yeah, I'm super shaky today. Don't forget to hydrate, folks. It really helps with the whole shaking thing. Feels appropriate for a Night Lord. Yeah, it fucking does. Also, it's my RP character from... Seeing as Porthos is now laying in such a position that you can't really see him. I'm gonna just tilt the camera back up. So there's a little bit less of my torso in shot. Which is better for me. Yeah, Slow was running a Black Crusade campaign. And I have always been very much... I don't like Space Marines. I'm never going to own any Space Marines. I'm never going to play as them. They're just not my bag. And Slow said, oh, I'm going to do a Black Crusade campaign. What do you want to be? And I didn't want to be a Sister of Battle. And I didn't really like any of the other options. So I went, you know what? Fuck it, I'll be a Night Lord. That's okay, isn't it? And he said yes. And I had so much fun playing as Jakan Volpier, the Night Lord. Mighty Night Lord, TM. That I made him into a Fizz rep. And actually, some of you will have seen him on my Twitter before, but there he is. It's a little better. And with some light. There you go. This is Volpier. He is red-handed. That is on purpose. Not that anybody in the player group noticed that. Well, except for one person who didn't know what it meant, so that was fine. It must be your end, Dammy, because it's so loud for me that I've had to turn my headphones down. No, Modhail. Hey, Shayna, how you doing? And yeah, I agree about the getting them away from the tabletop game, Modhail. That's certainly been my experience. So if a Night Lord has wronged their liege lord, I guess, and been essentially ex-commed, their gauntlets are painted red. Indeed, Kian. Volpier is not quite, Tidders. You gonna get down then, bub? He's just sort of woken up and realised where he is, and now is looking kind of confused. It's okay, mate. You can either stay here or you can get down. Fucking seriously, Chip and Dale as well. You lot are just trying to make me have childhood flashbacks, aren't you? Go on. Bye-bye. The TV show that inspired a generation of furry artists. Fucking Gadget, man. I'm still gonna cosplay her one day. Rescue Rangers. Yeah, that's true, Longfang. And I'm guessing I can thank you for that. Thank you very much, friend. I mean, it's not that I mind these. I've got very fond memories of these shows. And the comics. Just seeing a pattern here, you know? Oh, heck, thanks, Pud. Okay, I'm kind of stalled now. Oh, it would have gone over beautifully with me, Longfang. And again, childhood flashbacks. I got to see SYL when I was, 13. It was a fucking good gig. My first download. Oh, fair enough. Like, I actually have a really interesting story about how I learnt about Strapping Young Lad, if folks are interested. Anybody fancy Squig story time? Bit of deep Squiggo lore. I thought you might, Tidders. So, do it. When I was about 10, maybe 11. No, I would have been about 10. Wasn't long after my dad had passed away, and I was not well liked when I was at school. I was not a popular person. Not because I was a shit or anything, just because kids are evil. I got the shit bullied out of me. Basically all the way through school. And my parents, try though they might, often tried to find ways of helping me get some more confidence and make some more friends. Yeah, kids are bastards. And yes, good choice. Do like and they'd been saving up so that I could go on this school trip. Because this is back in the day when, you know, schools in the UK did school trips abroad. And they would, the school was doing a trip to France. Unfortunately not. It's a shame. But you could like send her a message and be like, I'm listening to it and you're not her. So it was a week-long trip to the south of France, learning how to like abseil and trying to think of the actual names of the sporty type things we did. We learnt how to sail a yacht. That was cool. As far as I'm aware, Nikki, yeah. The one with the canoeing wombat. Hello, friend. How are you doing? Weren't you on that trip with me? Yeah, Wombat and I go way back. We didn't even fucking know each other at that point. But he's got a photograph of me from that school trip. Somehow. So, you might actually remember the guy I'm about to talk about then, Wombat. I didn't have any friends on this trip. I barely had any friends at school as it was, and none of my friends went on this trip. So I was basically on my own in the south of France with a bunch of kids that bullied me all day. So I went off to one side and I listened to my CD player. CD player? Was it a CD player at that point? No, it wasn't. No, I was still using my Walkman. So I'd listen to my music anyway. I took my music with me so that I'd got something to distract myself from the existential terror of being trapped with people you hate. I had a really good time on this trip, for the record. I'm making it sound terrible, but I had a lot of fun. And there was one tour guide, trainer, I don't know what the proper word is, assistant at this PGL place, who was herder. Yes, that works. He was like a proper stereotypical surfer dude. And he was an Aussie. But he was a metalhead surfer dude. And there's little me with my fucking Aquabats, Cradle of Filth, Linkin Park mixtape, as it were. Just, you know, sitting there enjoying my music, wearing the clothes that I'm allowed to wear, which is whatever the fuck I like, because I'm on holiday. And he starts quizzing me about what I'm listening to, what kind of music I like. And I told him Surfer Dude was the most fun dude. I told him what I liked, and he was like, oh no, you should listen to these bands. If you like those, you'll love these. And he gave me an A4 handwritten list the next day of all of the bands that he thought I should listen to. And very top of that list was Strapping Young Lad. And when I got home, I immediately looked them up and started listening to them. And then a couple of years later, I got to go to my first download, and they were playing at my first download, and I got to watch them live, and it was the best fucking thing ever. But yeah, the only reason that I got into bands like Strapping Young Lad and stopped listening to Cradle of Filth is because of the friendly metalhead surfer dude at, working at the south of France water sports trip that I had to go on because my parents thought it'd be good for me. So, yeah. And now you know. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Squiglaw. Mumborg can easily beat up Danny Filth. I think everybody could easily beat up Danny Filth, to be fair. Yes, Torpor, the trip was good for me. But not because I made friends. Though he's the height of shite, yes he is. Though a couple of the kids that were on the trip with me did bully me less when we got back to the UK. So I suppose it worked in a way. So because I'm shaking so much today, I'm actually gonna touch the camo up later when I'm not shaking quite so much. Because I'm not 100% happy with how some of the lines are coming out at the minute. But there's not much I can do about that. So, meh. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Like, you'll hear me say this a lot. Nothing I do is perfect, and that's fine. I am perfectly happy to spend the rest of my life being a mediocre miniature painter. As long as I'm having fun doing it. Never knew they stacked shit that high. Yep, apparently they fucking do. I've actually, hey, here's some more music-based squig lore. I've actually met an ex-member of Cradle of Filth. And we had a good long chat about Danny. I mean, you know, once I'd calmed the fuck down, because I was 15, and was very much, oh my god, there is an actual musician in my house right now. Because you would be, wouldn't you? But yeah. Guy's a cunt. Danny Filth, that is. I know of these bands. Not anymore, he weren't. Tidders. He told Danny where to stick it and went off and did his own thing, which was better. No, apparently he was an absolute bellend, which is why Jan left the band. But again, it's all anecdotal. I weren't there, I don't know. He evolved from Cradle of Filth to musician, indeed. You all got to start somewhere, ain't you? To be fair, he was a very talented guitarist when he was in Cradle of Filth as well, so. Oh dear. Made a bit of a mess of that one. That's fine. We can have a slightly thicker one, it'll be fine. You would say that, Tedders. It is, Nikki, you're right. I try really hard to not let it affect my enjoyment of the music, though. Unless it's, you know, something really serious. But there are also plenty of bands and musicians out there that aren't complete arseholes. Hello, psychologist. How you doing? There's nothing wrong with that rocket. You can light whatever you like. As long as you are not infringing upon the rights and freedoms of other people, I don't care what you like. Yeah, I bet, Nikki. Bet that was quite an interesting job as well. Deciding on colours for Griffhounds. Ooh, ooh. Do you have any colours that you've chosen already, or are we going from a completely blank palette here? The music selections tonight are very interesting. Not in a bad way, for the record. Just Dragon Quest, Sonic R. This is something I've not listened to in a long time as well. There we go. I think we'll have some horizontal or vertical. Ooh, ooh. Decisions. Let's have some horizontal from this angle for the top. This couldn't possibly go wrong. The way the music in the Sonic games has evolved is so interesting. Thank you very much, Wombat, I guess. This is what was requested, so this is what I'm doing. What I'm going to be doing, once the stripes are all in place and I know where we've got shadows and such. Oops. Okay, I'm going to put that there for a sec. And do a creepy claw. Because my fingers are getting stiff. And I'm actually... so, in case anyone was wondering, this is a Redgrass Games painting handle. Because of the aforementioned arthritis, I don't get on particularly well with the Citadel one because it's just too uncomfortable. But this one fits in my hand quite nicely. Thank you for the stretch and the posture check, Torpor. I will deal with them in a moment. Because my headphones just switched themselves off. Better! There we go. Right. Stretch. And a posture check. And everyone else should do the same. I'm also going to suggest you all take a quick drink as well, because it's bloody warm today. Citadel one feels very small, new one even more so. I've not tried the new one, I've got one of the old ones. I don't know where it is at the minute, but this is a completely different shape and it fits nicely in my hand like that. And you can do this, which is really useful. But it also came with, which you can't see, a little magnet disc, because it's got a magnetic base. So you can put it like that. Just gonna fuck around with my camera a little bit. There we go. And you can leave it wherever so that it is less likely to get knocked over in between painting sessions. But it's also really useful if you've got a bit on the top, like I'm doing now. so that you don't have to try and hold the handle at the same time. And I've made an absolute mess of this stripe, but that's fine. We can correct things. Brave and the bold as well, fucking hell. This is the birds of prey, isn't it? Yeah. One and only birds of prey. Indeed. I love Brave and the Bold. My favourite Brave and the Bold song is Aquaman's Song of Rousing Heroism, I think it's called. Makes me laugh every time. Just good little song. I love Aquaman. He's best when he's silly. I think that's the same for a lot of superheroes, though. Like, if there's one thing that Thor Ragnarok should teach people, it's that it's okay for things to be silly and serious. Fucking do it, Titters. That'd be rad. I've got so many things on the tattoo list. They're never gonna fucking happen. Oops. Making a mess of this one too. That's fine. Oh my. Money is non-existent right now. There's a slight pandemic in there. Yeah, exactly, Titters. My problem is that every time I save up for a tattoo, even for like a rough estimate amount for what I think I'll need, something happens and I have to use that money for something else that's more important. What? What? Whoa! Mothman doesn't abduct kids. Ah, yes. This does seem like a cyborg thing. Probably speaks volumes that my immediate reaction to this was that Mothman doesn't kidnap children. Um, I have opinions on Mothman, but I'm not going to get into them on stream. Nobody fucking needs that. What does Mothman do? Mothman is similar to black dogs and various other cryptids actually. Um, a harbinger doesn't actually do anything. It just stands there, being threatening. Oh god, which one? Yugi versus Jaden battle. Bloody hell. Threatening or adorable, depending. Yes, well, I find Mothman fascinating. And there are some very adorable renditions of him. It on the internet. And yes, I am a little biased, because I really like moths. Yeah, exactly, Mr. Mouse. Um, oh god, I'm getting into it, aren't I? Shit, I said I wasn't going to get into it. I'm not going to get into it. But I agree with you, Mr. Mouse. I don't think that a lot of the things that turn up in folklore that are considered bad or evil are. It's almost like you used to study this kind of stuff. I don't know what you fucking mean, Longfang. Shh. um, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna paint chevrons on the nose. Mothman loves Christmas though, all those lights. Yeah, I know, Longfang, I know. But again, that's another prime example of a cryptid that was considered dangerous and threatening, but really wasn't. Um, for those that don't already know, Longfang did some voiceover work for me when I was doing a podcast about criminology and cryptozoology. And I did an episode, which was his suggestion, about the Wolver. It's a Scottish cryptid. And a lot of the accounts of them. Oh, thank you, Rust. I'm afraid it probably won't ever come back because I can't do it by myself. It's way too much work for one person with a full-time job and a streaming gig to do. I mean, if I ever shape the full-time job, maybe. Maybe. Yeah, a lot of the accounts of the Wolver are of it being dangerous and threatening, but only when people disturbed the bones of its relatives. Like, I'd be pretty pissed off if someone dug my family up, you know? It's kind of a context dependent thing. um some of my family are knobs. Fair enough. Hmm. Hmm. Nah. Nah. Our local church doesn't have a graveyard. Yeah. I may get into the Mothman thing one day. They already got rid. Oh dear. Um. Yeah, I might get into it one day if folks want me to, but I'm not just gonna dump my Mothman rant on people unless they ask for it. Oh yeah. The thing is, Pud, that's kind of a common theme. Like, people go, "Oh no, this horrible creature! It hurt me. It frightened me." Well, what did you do first? Oh, I just, fucked around with some corpses. Oh, I just insulted it. I just stole its food. And it's like, Jesus Christ. You kind of invited that upon yourself then, didn't you? They're only retaliating. I, for one, would be interested to hear it. Free youth rant target. Well, it's less of a rant and more of a ramble. Like, I think it was last week, Wib was watching a Mothman documentary, and he drew these really cute Mothmen and put them on Twitter, and I showed them to Slow, and I was just like, look at the adorable Mothman, and then I started rambling at him about Mothman, and he turned over and tried to go back to sleep and ignore me. Which is fair. Two of my mates with law accurate Halloween looks. Oh, yes, I bet, Mr. Mouse. That's wicked. If possible, I would love to see photos. Cryptid stream when? Good question. I mean, I guess I could do something like that. I don't know. How the fuck would I do that? I'll bring popcorn if Hobby brings the rant. Wow. Hey, I'd be happy to, Longfang. It's been a while since I watched Ancient Aliens. It's, an experience. Yeah, the things I know the most about in the cryptozoology monster world are Mothman, vampires, and because of all the research I had to do for that fucking episode, the Wolver. Oh, hot damn. Okay. I bet that's fucking painful. But I'd be totally up for that, yeah. That sounds like fun. Oh, I've missed like a whole chunk of the leg over here. I'll have to do that later. Probably shouldn't have glued it to its base, because that's going to make doing the underside really difficult. Ah, well. Getting through these stripes at a clip. They're going to need touching up at some point, but how are we doing for time? Ah, we're doing fine. Oh. Tell you what, this heat's making me sleepy. It's turtles all the way down. It's a rip-off of the Amazon rip-off. Fucking hell. There was a... Awesome. Thank you, Longfang. That had to have been you. I have completely forgotten what I was saying because I got distracted by SYL. Feck. Nah, it's gone. It's gone. Unless anybody else can figure out what I was going to say. What a shock. You like saying that, don't you, Tidders? Oh, Tidders. Oh, bless you. Ah, it worked out better than I thought it would. Yeah, I think what I'm going to have to do, because it's only glued onto the base there, I might just, like, once it's dry, pry it off and then... this is my wake up in the morning song. Really? Wicked. Good choice. I've got to admit, this is the kind of stuff that I used to listen to when I was going to sleep or waking up in the morning, but it's a bit too heavy for slow. So, like, I would listen to stuff like Devon and SYL while I was doing housework normally, but it's just way too much for him. I can't, Tidders, because I sleep on my side. So it's rain sounds most nights for me, because that doesn't bother him. Rain sounds so my problem solved. Oh, if only that's how it worked. No, I did not, Longfang. Is there footage of it anywhere? Because awesome, thanks, Tidders. This is getting more and more difficult as I get into the fiddlier areas. It's almost like I've been putting them off. Oh no, Shay. I very nearly reinstalled RO the other day. But I decided to play ESO instead. It's scratching an itch for me at the minute. Titters. Why would you do that to yourself? Look, I really, really like RO. Okay? And I'm really enjoying ESO at the minute, so. Thank you, Rust. Fuck, you weren't kidding, were you, Shay? You bugger. Titters, can I give you toe beans? Please. Yes. Jesus fuck, this texts me back. There you go. Toe beans. Gonna make the beans themselves a little bigger. I'm gonna have to dig my Ragnarok soundtrack out now, Shayna, thanks. That's better. Oops. Punch in the camera at the same time. Oh, now this is nice. There we go. Toe beans. It's a good cover. I'm really pleased with how the toe beans turned out. That makes me happy. There we go. So we've just got the chin left. So first I'm just going to tidy up some of the other lines. Got a little bit of excess paint there, so I'll just use that instead of getting some fresh. There we go, that's better. Solid line, that's what we want. Got to prove to deal with Dipshiticus Rex finishing a print. Oh gosh, good luck, Nikki. You take care, and thank you for popping in tonight. It's been good to have you here. Hope to see you again soon. Okay. That's looking good, that's looking good. I'm going to put a little line of pink in there just to break those two segments up, I think. And we got some Monhun. Because of course we do. Just getting a bit of everything in tonight, and I'm a-okay with that. And I've just seen what Cyborg's popped into the queue as well. Nice one, mate. Getting Monster Hunter for my birthday. Wicked, Dammy. I hope you have a lot of fun with it, friend. I know I have. I need to go back to it because I am behind. Like I've not even got to the point where I can even do either of the 2 lots of update content that have come out. But a little part of me's kind of like, I want to, but also I'm so non-committal with stuff at the minute. Some treats. Oh, bless her hands. Porthos does shit like that as well. Thank you very much, Shay. I just need to get my head back in the right space for it, I think. Like, I'm still at the get to hunt rank 20 point, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm a tiny, weak baby. I'll get there. Eventually. That's fab. Just applause at the end. Yes, I did hands. They look very cool. That's something for me to aim for, I guess. Yeah, golf claps, exactly. So polite. Right. Anybody that has issues with the way I handle a knife, look away now. Anybody that doesn't know what I'm talking about, don't do this at home. Come on, little mate. Off you come. Careful hands. Watches between fingers. That's fair. Come on. Ah, I may have used the good glue on this one. I may have to fight with the base. Only a person who likes crime and horror would hold their knife like that. I don't know what you fucking mean. I've never had a single mate watch me use a knife and not have concerns. Fucking mood, Mr. Mouse. I mean, at least I've changed the blade now. Because I was doing this with a blunt blade before. Oh, there we go. Look at that. It's coming. Nope. Don't want the base to come with it. You come off? Nope, Squig does not want to come off. Ah, there we go. Haha. I only poked myself a little bit. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah. Look, not even bleeding. That was a success. Okay. And now to paint the soft underbelly. And to touch up that pink, because fucking hell, that's horrendous. Okay. New plan for the remaining squigs. Don't base them first. Could maybe pin them. We'll see. Oh, Shay, that's really unfortunate. Oh, Tidders, you filthy bugger. What am I going to do with you? Colours chosen. I have 8 of them, and in order they are pink, red, orange, yellow, green, cyan, blue, purple. Almost like a rainbow. Oh, that's wicked, Psychologist. Again, I'd love to see photos. I am very much a lover of seeing what other folks are working on. My favourite monster movies. Oh, hey Nurgling, how you doing? No, Dammy, I'm not going to spank Tidders because she'd enjoy it. That's a very good question, Kian. Now, what kind of monster movies are we talking? Are we talking, like, specifically kaiju movies? Or are we talking, like, Hammer horror monsters? Are there any limitations on how I can answer, basically? Well, I'm glad you're feeling better, Nurgling. It's good to have you here. The way to punish Tidders is to compliment her. Yep. I mean, to be fair, that also works on me. As many of you well know, you shits. I give out kindness, I don't take it. Don't start, Dammy. In general. Okay. Well. Obviously, I have to say Mothra, because fucking Mothra. Though Rebirth of Mothra is great. I'm going to try and keep it to one movie per monster, so I'll say Rebirth of Mothra. Shin Godzilla. I watch that movie to fall asleep when I'm having a bad day, so I have to put that one in there. The Hammer Horror Dracula is really good. I'm probably going to get shit for this one, but I really like An American Werewolf in Paris. Oh, yeah. Grox. I don't know if I can show you. I'll try. What could possibly go wrong? You can just sort of see it there, flying next to my bookshelf. Does Independence Day count in these kind of movies? I guess. I'm trying to think what other ones I really like. Instead of just saying all of them. Nosferatu. Yes, I'm that weirdo. I love Nosferatu. I think it's a beautiful film. Frankenstein. The paint's finished dripping. So we've got some residue left in the pot. Get my brush. And I'm just going to scrape that out into the funnel. It's not a lot, but there we go. Oh, take care, Hans. Thanks for popping your head in, mate. And thanks for popping some music in the jukebox as well. Hope you have a lovely evening. Shape of Water, Crimson Peak. Oh yeah, Del Toro is great. I absolutely adore Pan's Labyrinth. Oops. You ever have a moment when your brain draws a complete fucking blank? Pacific Rim and Hellboy. Yeah, Pacific Rim's fucking fabulous. One thing I love pointing out about Pacific Rim is that's what happens when you recover from being told you're not allowed to do a H.P. Lovecraft movie by binge watching Evangelion. Because it's exactly what I'd fucking do in that situation as well. But that is what he did, apparently. He binge watched Ava and was told by, I think it was MGM that had originally bankrolled at the Mountains of Madness, that he wasn't going to get to do it anymore. And he was just like, fine, I'm going to make a giant robot movie instead. Fuck you. And you can kind of see the inspiration there. Yeah, Pacific Rim's really good. Hellboy and Hellboy 2. I like Hellboy 2, okay? Are really, really good. I like the fact that in Hellboy 2 they actually gave Guillermo a bit more freedom, and that Doug Jones got to be himself instead of being somebody else. I tried to watch the new Hellboy movie, and just could not. Hellboy 2 is brilliant, I love it. See, I've had so many people give me shit for liking Hellboy 2. So I always get really defensive when I mention it, because I don't get why people don't like it. I think it's really fun. Okay, so that's empty now. We're going to need it though, so I'm not going to get rid of it yet. There's a little bit of paint left in here, so we have lost some during the transfer, but that's fine. It was a full pot, other than what I'd used to base the squig. We can take this off now. Might get a little bit of it stuck. There we go. Okay. And then the last thing we need to do, let's close that. We'll put the dropper in. And the reason we had to keep the bottle. We need to take the label off. This bit's not always easy. There we go. And this isn't going to be particularly even because they're not designed to be on these kind of bottles, but oh well. There we go. Ta-da! Paint successfully dropped. And now, because it's got the Liquitex in it, can you hear that? We won't need to put quite so much water in when we're using it. Yeah, I'm kind of at a loss to properly answer your question, Kian, because I mean I've got a couple of favourites, like I've mentioned, but my taste in monster movies is so eclectic. Basically, I really like creature features. Oh, thank you for the treat for Porthos, Mr. Mouse. Is he on his bed? He is. He's asleep. I'm going to put it to one side so that he can have it when he wakes up. Thank you very much. And thank you, Grox, as well. I'll put that one to the side as well. Came out before comic book movies were allowed to be fantastical to the point of being a bit silly, so people kind of rail. Yeah, I guess. It was one of the early comic book movies, wasn't it? Technically. Hey, buddy. Did you hear me say your name? Yeah. Here you go, sweet pea. Oh, soft boy. He's just really gently taken them out of my hand. So cute. Oh, posture check. Thank you, Dammy. Everybody else, check your posture. And I think we'll do some more vertical ones here. Just to break it up a bit. Oops, that ain't very vertical at all, is it? Oopsie. That's fine. We can fix that. There we go. That's better. And then what I'll do is I'll paint some pink over that to make it a bit more even once it's dry. Okay. I'm using the bigger brush now, as you might have noticed. Mostly because I want to get the stripes blocked in as quickly as possible, and then I'll go back with the Psycho afterwards and tidy them up. Just found Nosferatu on YouTube. Awesome! Enjoy! Thank you for the treat for Porthos, Cyborg. Okay. So that's all the stripes done. So now I've just got to tidy it up. But I'm going to take a second and just sort my wrist out first. Laugh cries in painting only assembled minis. Oh, bless you. It's panic time. Completely agreed, Pud. I've got a few of the Hellboy comics on my shelf. I've got more of the Fables comics than I do of the Hellboy comics, which is something I should probably fix at some point. I'm really bad at keeping up with comics, unfortunately. I used to be so good at it when I was younger. But time is just so difficult now. Right, I was going to put a little line of pink here. Just to break that up a bit. That's a little too much pink. Hellboy's finished now, so it's all good. Yeah, and so's Fables, and also completely out of print, much to my dismay. I did that one a bit too far. There we go. That's better. BPRD, which is a spin-off of Hellboy book, which is also outrageously amazing. I think I've got that. I might be wrong, but it certainly rings a bell. See, that worked out quite well. Really faint little split line there, which is what I was after. See if I can do that again. Probably not. Sometimes the stars align, sometimes they don't. Oops. Like that. That'll do. Just wanted to break that area up a little bit because there's a lot going on in it. So the way I painted the lines. I can tell. I mean, it's still... It's, the audio quality is on it is great. But, yeah, this is good. I do like. I had a pseudo live streamed. Ah, yes. Missed a bit there. Yeah, I had a little trip down memory lane a few weeks back. when I found on YouTube the entirety of SYL's set from the download that I saw them at. Just sat and watched it. Oh yeah, it is a live version. Fucking Clippy. Damn. Can you see a Hoblet in the crowd? No, you cannot see Tiny Hob. Because the cameras are pointed at the stage. And I was not at the stage. I was in the pit somewhere. Oh, I miss those days so much. Like, I was a proper little pit gremlin when I was younger. Bearing in mind how short I am now, imagine how short I was when I was 13. Watch the last episode of How to Start Your Own Country. Really, Dammy? I mean, there is a way that a good chunk of the folks in this chat will probably be able to see a slightly younger me. Because I'm in the bonus features on the Ultramarines movie DVD. As is Crazy Ivan. Which is not really a claim to fame you want, is it? But yeah, so if any of you have that and you fancy trawling the special features, I'm in there somewhere. You won't be able to tell it's me straight away. Honorary Ultramarine. Because we were at the MCM Expo that they announced it at. And they interviewed us whilst Slow was in line to get a book signed by Dan Abnett. But I was in cosplay because we were at a convention, and that's what I do when I go to conventions. So I don't look like me. I thought they already had Cyborg, like, last week. Had they not? Was that just wishful thinking on my part? How's it going, Pud? Are you winning? Oh no, Cyborg. Sorry to hear that, mate. Okay. Still remember the days when Sniping we've got angry comments saying Ultramarine was actually good. It was a movie that happened. I mean, we own it. Cause we had faith in it. And then we watched it. Well, I say we watched it. Slow watched it. I fell asleep. I've still never seen the whole thing. Like, I fall asleep every time we try to watch it. And, you know, you can only take that kind of punishment so much. Also, thank you for the Hirasawa Susumu cyborg. It's always nice to have a bit of Susumu in the mix. He's so quirky. Hey, Mustache, how you doing? Long time no see, my friend. Oh shit, I'm supposed to be finishing. I am okay. I'm a little bit warm. I'm a lot warm. But Squiggy's coming along nicely. Soon we will add shading. I'm still really pleased with the toe beans. Look at that. That's so cute. A lot warm. Yep, I'm a lot warm. Leave me alone. You're, of all people, not allowed to pick me up on that, Tidders. Waggle me brush at you. Who doesn't love a good squig? Exactly. And this is a very good squig. Well. It will do. Fellow Northernist, I'm definitely allowed. Fine, fine, alright then. I get enough of that from the people around me. Like, my new boss is from Hull. Originally. And, oh, piss off, Tidders. Favourite licorice and blackcurrant sweeties. Awesome! This is Tidders in squig form. Yeah, my new boss is from Hull originally. And you can tell. And poor Slow, bless him. He doesn't do well when I go really broad. In a he literally can't understand me kind of way. And because I'm now working very closely with a fellow Northerner, and quite a few of my other colleagues are Northerners, my accent's coming out a lot more. So there's a lot more occasions when Slow's just like, when I speak. I mean, even when I'm not going full broad, he does that, but that's because I talk a lot of crap. Right. I think I'll try and make these a bit smaller. Not full broad, non-binary. Very true, Tidders, very true. You know what I mean. Better. That's what I was aiming for. Much better. Yeah, so I think I should probably finish up, because I'm already 5 minutes over. And I know I started a teeny bit late, but it weren't that late, were it? Oh gosh, bud. I hope you're alright. I'll tell you what I'll do, before I do anything else. I'm sorry, Mustache. 6 till 8 is my usual time. I'm just a bit behind today. Oh, you fucker. It's getting warmer, I swear it is. What temperature is it now? 22? Piss off! Somebody kill me. I can't live like this. Been 25. Well, it's been 25 around here, but it was 20 about an hour ago. Pray the mosquitoes don't come. No, let them take me. Okay. So, I think we've made some good progress tonight. I've got some cleaning up to do on it. But we now have a fully dazzle camoed squig. Who can go back on their base now. Because anything that I'll do on the underside now will not need to be quite so careful. So I'll stick around while I wait for that to dry a little bit. Oh, I'll take a look, Dammy. Oof. And while we wait, hello. So, it's been an interesting evening, hasn't it? How are you all doing? Are you well? Oh, piss off, Dammy. I'm gonna remove that sound file, I fucking swear. It's got a 5-minute cooldown on it, Tidders. You can sod right off. Indeed. Gotta go. You take care, Pud. It's been lovely to have you here. Hope you have a nice evening. Or day. Or whatever time zone you're in. I hope you enjoy the rest of it. Okay. The squig is standing on its own. It's clearly not had enough wine to represent Tidders. You fucker. I am so hot right now. I'm gonna go and sit in the garden, I think, and have a drink. 2 is risky. Fair enough. Going to have to buy a mangler, I think. Yeah, do it. Seems like a good plan to me. Thanks, mustache. No, I don't, Torpor, but I can get them. That's a really good idea. I will do that. You're a genius. Okay. Right. Who's live? Who can we go and harass? Okay, so it looks like we've got John Robertson and Slate. What we thinking? Slate's playing Dead by Daylight, and John Robertson is doing crap video game night. Did Robotron last time? Yep, fair point. Well made. Let's go raid Slate. Yes, that is the plan, Longfang. Because I love this room, I do. I love the hobby cave. It's my little nerdy space with all my little nerdy things in it. And with little nerdy me in it. But it done half get hot. Right. Okay. Make sure I get his username right. Okie dokie. There we go. Massive thanks, as always, to everybody for coming along tonight. I hope you've had fun. Newcomers and old guard. It's been great to have you here. Thank you to the folks that have signal boosted. Thank you again to Snipe and Longfang for the raid. You nutters. Thank you to all the folks that chat, that lurk, that that follow, that subscribe, that donate, that cheer, just all of you. It's great to have you here and to be able to just chill out and have fun in this fucking god-awful weather with you all. These streams are the highlight of my week. You guys are single-handedly cheering me up right now, so thank you. And I hope that the streams are doing the same for you. Anyway, I'll be back on Friday with Valhalla. And in the meantime, we're gonna raid Slate here, who is playing Dead by Daylight. So I hope you all have fun. Till next time, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, wash your fucking hands, and have a great day. Bye, everyone.